Okay, so this problem says you need to arrange 7 of your favorite books along a small shelf. How many different ways can you arrange the books, assuming that the order of the books makes a difference to you? Okay, so you could think about the fundamental counting principle. You've got 7 books you're going to put on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many choices do you have for the first one? 7. But you put a book in. Okay, so now you only have 6 choices for the next one. And then you're going to have 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. But now, and you'd multiply those together. That's using the fundamental counting principle. But let's say you want to use your fancy new notation with permutations. And calculators sometimes have that. I think even my cheap calculator has a permutation button. And if you're interested in that, if your calculator has a PRB button, that is probability. Okay, so you might find it under there. Some calculators have the factorial button just on its own. Some you might see this button actually on there. So if you're using your calculator and you want to play around, you can look at that. Okay, but now we're going to go back and do the formula. So the formula says if you're taking the permutation of n things taken r at a time, that equals n factorial over n minus r factorial. So we'll show you how this is written out. We're doing a permutation because order matters. It tells us that. The order of the books makes a difference. How many things do we have? 7. And we're going to put all 7 books on the shelf. So we're taking 7 at a time. What does that look like? 7 factorial over 7 minus 7 factorial. Well, what's 7 minus 7? 0. Okay, now you have to go back to that video when we were talking about factorials. 0 factorial equals 1. That's just by definition. And this is why, because otherwise we'd run into problems with our permutations. Not 1 factorial, just 1. So that's just the same thing as 7 factorial. And you can use your factorial button. I already did this, but you get 5,040. That's how many different ways you could arrange the books on the shelf.